All right, I'm doing it. Exactly 0 people are searching for this, I'm sure. So is this the smartest YouTube video to make? Probably not. But I think this is important to talk about, and that is how it's important to have a songwriting single source of truth. Let's talk about it. So first, what is a single source of truth? It's a single location that contains reliable information that is not replicated anywhere else. So an example would be a social calendar where literally every social event you're going to, every appointment you have is on that calendar. Or having a single folder on your computer that contains all of your music recordings. Or a single folder in your Google Drive, or a single notebook where you have all of your lyrics. So why is this important? Because we want to avoid unnecessary time drains and cognitive dissonance on our journey to simply trying to get some songwriting done. We probably already have limited time to songwrite. We don't want to waste it looking for, hey, I started that song last week, but where on earth did I put the recording? I don't remember exactly what it was. I can figure out parts of the piano part, but I don't really remember all of it. Where's the recording? Or I know I was working on some lyrics last week. Where did I put it? Did I just write it on the back of a receipt? I hope I didn't throw that receipt away. Which songwriting notebook did I put it in? These are all the types of things we want to avoid because they take time, and then oftentimes by the time we actually find it, we're probably irritated and we don't actually feel like writing anymore. If especially we were visited by the muse, if we were inspired, the inspiration is probably gone by then because you've just spent 20 minutes trying to find the lyrics and now you're just irritated and you don't want to do it anymore. You need to have a single source of truth. That could be a singular notebook. It could be a whole group of notebooks, but you have them on one bookshelf in your house and you always put it back, and maybe you always have the rightmost notebook in the bookshelf be the current one that you're working in. Or you can do what I do, which is to have it in Google Drive and you have it organized into folders. And there's just one folder I have on Google Drive that contains some subfolders and other things like that for different EPs that I'm working on. But every single set of my lyrics and the most up-to-date version of them is all in that Google Drive. I don't have to wonder where it is. I don't have to go looking for it. I don't have to curse myself for being an idiot who decided to write some brilliant lyrics on the back of a receipt or something, and then I didn't think to transfer it over to my single source of truth. And really, I think that hits at an important point here, which is I'm not saying that you always need to write only in that place, but whenever you are in a situation where maybe you did have to write some lyrics on the back of a receipt or something like that because you had no phone on you or you didn't have your songwriting notebook on you, the first thing you do is immediately when you get home to transfer it to your single source of truth so that it maintains its state as the single source of truth. And then on the music side, same idea. Have a single folder on your computer that has all of your song ideas that you've started to record. If you're trying to find some song that you randomly started working on last week that you saved who knows where on your computer, it's going to take a ton of time. Or worse, you could actually have a scenario where you come up with a great idea, you save it as a file on your computer, and then you totally forget. You never find that location on your computer again because who the heck goes through all of their folders on a computer? You saved it in the wrong place, and now you will never actually develop that maybe even brilliant idea into a fully fleshed out song because you'll never see it again. And this is the sort of thing that we want to make sure we avoid. It's really easy to avoid it. Just have a single source of truth. So some questions for you. Do you want to have a brilliant, great songwriting idea, write it down, and then the next day you can't actually find that idea to continue to develop it because you don't remember the idea, you just remember that you had an idea and now you can't find it? Or do you want to forget about a great song that you started to write simply because you saved it into the wrong folder on your computer? Or do you want to spend so much time trying to find the lyrics that you wanted to work on that by the time you actually find them, you're drained, irritated, and don't want to actually work on lyrics anymore? I'm going to assume your answer to all of those questions was no. So the important thing to do is have a single source of truth for all of the different elements of your songwriting. Lyrical ideas, single source of truth. Actual lyrics, single source of truth. Music ideas, single source of truth. And then actual music, the actual songs that you're recording and developing out, single source of truth. So just as an example, for me personally, you don't have to do any of these things, but here's what I do in case it might be helpful to you. I have a single document in Google Drive that has a running list of all of my song ideas. For my actual lyrics, I have a single folder, again, that has subfolders and all that, for further organization, where I have all of the lyrics that I'm working on. I don't have any lyrics in notepads or backs of receipts or different places or in a Word document. No, it's all in Google Drive and in one singular folder, so it's easy to find. And by one singular folder, I mean they're all within one parent folder, but again, they're subfolders. That just makes it even easier to find the current song that I'm trying to work on. And then for musical ideas, I have those on my phone. I just pull out my phone, use the recorder on my phone, it saves it all into one folder, and that's where I just quickly record some idea that I'm coming up with. Maybe I'm improvising on the piano and I come up with a piano riff and I think, oh, that's pretty cool. So I record it on my phone and I know where it is. It's just in one place in my phone. And then my next step is when I want to take that musical idea and I think I want to actually develop it, I then re-record it into my computer, because in my computer, in a singular folder with, again, subfolders underneath it for further organization, is where I have all of my recordings of songs I'm actually trying to develop out into fully fleshed out songs. So really, I have 4 single sources of truth, but they are a single source of truth for specific things. Lyric ideas, single source of truth. Lyrics, single source of truth. Music ideas, single source of truth. And music, single source of truth. That's just what ended up being most practical for me. So I know if I'm looking for a specific musical idea, I know where to look. If I'm looking for a song I know I've already started actually recording, I know where to look. If I'm wanting to work on some lyrics, I know where to look. And if I want to go to my pool of song ideas, lyrical ideas that I haven't actually fleshed out yet, I know exactly where to look. I don't lose any time. I don't get frustrated about it. I don't lose any of these ideas, which is also very important. And also, by the way, is why I don't use things like physical notebooks, because if I had all of my lyrics in a physical notebook and I lost it, I might quit songwriting. I'd be so upset about it. I just can't even imagine that happening. But on Google Drive, it's safe. Keep that in mind as well. And if you're wanting to dive into songwriting right now, you don't want to wait any longer, or you just have been struggling with actually starting some songs, be sure to check out my free guide on 10 different ways to start writing a song. It gives 5 ways to start writing a song from a musical standpoint and 5 from a lyrical standpoint. So whether you want to start with lyrics or music, there's 5 different ways for you. There's so many different ways to start writing a song, and simply changing up how we start can have a profound impact on our creativity and not getting writer's block. So be sure to check that out, songwritingtheory.com/free guide. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll talk to you in the next one.